Hello everyone, thank you for coming to this channel. Today we are going to be talking about processes in Linux. So what is a process? A process is simply a running instance of a program. So if you have a program running on your system, let's say Chrome, Firefox, Mozilla, whatever program, Microsoft Word, when they start running, they create processes. So that process is actually just a running instance of a program in Linux. So if you go to your Windows operating system, they also have processes. If you also look on your MacBook Pro and you open your terminal, you can also see all the processes running. Just everything you do on a system creates processes. In order to study processes, I will take you into my terminal. You can use any Linux terminal. And again, even your MacBook Pro, your Mac OS also has a Linux terminal. You can also use that. And I will take you, I'm using Kali Linux in this case. And this is my terminal. The very first command I'm going to run is the command called ps-ef. And when you hit enter for that command, guess what? It just spits out a bunch of processes. And what happens is it would show you all the processes that your kernel is using in order to get your system to work right now. So I'm going to do a less ps-ef. I'm going to pipe it to less. And when I pipe it to less, I'm going to hit enter. Now, one thing you'll notice about processes is they have a user ID. In this case, it's a guy called root who launched all of these processes. Root, the main user of the system. And we have the process ID. For root is number 1, and the parent's process ID, and how much computer resources is using, the start time when this process started, and the terminal is using. Also, we look at the time, and then we can also look at the command that this process is running. So this is a lot of information. However, I'm going to I'm going to hit Q to quit from my list. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and launch Firefox. This is Firefox browser. And I've launched 2 instances of Firefox. That's too much. I'm going to close one. And the next thing I will do is go back to this terminal. And I'm going to try to grab that process, ps-ef pipe. I want to grab Firefox. And I hit enter. There you go. So we can see Firefox was launched by someone called htop. That's my username. And this is the ID, the process ID for Firefox, 42,157. And this is the parent process ID. Now, one thing I wanted to know is when you launch a process in Linux, let's say you're working on Firefox, Firefox might launch other small processes to do its job. So maybe it has a plugin, a PDF plugin, it's going to launch those. And so to Firefox, those other processes that it just launched are called children processes, child processes. So there is a parent process and there are child processes. Now, in this case, we have launched Firefox. What exactly launched Firefox is this parent process. And there are ways to look at that, but that's out of the scope of this video. The next command I would like us to take a look at is the top command. We're just going to write top, and when you hit top, you can see all the processes running on the system. And if you look here, you see processes, you see the process ID, you see the user, and these other ones have to do with priority, nice, virtual memory. Don't worry about this one. That's not the scope of this tutorial right now. But we can see this htop. He also launched VMware tools, and you can see who launched a process. So top command kind of helps you see all the processes that are running on a system and who launched those processes. One thing you can do, it refreshes, I think, every 2 or a few seconds. Or now I'm going to try to delay to refresh like in every 10 seconds so I can show you a little bit more. I'm going to just hit Q to quit Firefox, to quit the top command. And the next thing I'll put a top dash delay, and I'm going to delay for maybe 12 seconds, and I hit enter. Now we're still going to have the same information we're looking at, but it's slightly delayed. I know this is not a top tutorial, but you can look at this very first process, xarc. The process ID is 1096, and it was generated by the root user. And so we have Firefox. I'm going to be looking here for Firefox too. And we'll the next thing we'll do is to try to kill the Firefox process. So you can see this is Firefox. It just ran away like in a quick second. So you can see this is Firefox, and yeah, the process ID is 42,064, and this is Firefox running. You can see all the information about Firefox. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quit, and I'm going to kill Firefox. In fact, you can still stay at top and then still kill Firefox. That's not a problem. You can just hit the letter K on your keyboard, K for kill, and then it's going to ask you for the process ID. And you can see clearly over here, it's asking me to put the process ID I want to kill. So I think for Firefox, it's for the 2064 42064. Remember, this is my Firefox browser right here, and I want to kill it here on the terminal. Look over here, this is the Firefox. As soon as I hit the enter button, it's going to kill that process. And it's going to send a signal term 15 for that, and I hit enter. There you go. Firefox used to be here, it's disappeared, it's gone. So that's how you kill a process in Linux. I'm going to launch another Firefox again. We're going to get the process ID, and then we're going to kill the Firefox. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I can launch it even from the terminal, but let me keep it simple. Let's just write Firefox. Let's just launch Firefox, and I'm going to go ahead and use this command ps-ef, and I'm going to pipe and grep, and let's grep Firefox. Firefox, and I hit enter. There you go. So we can see everything about Firefox. We see this is Firefox, and the process ID is 50,563. And I'm going to kill it right now. I'm just going to say kill, and I'm going to put that process ID 50,563. So this is the process ID, and this is the parent ID for Firefox. So I'm going to go ahead and kill that, and you can clearly see that the other processes here, the child processes. Look here, this is a child process from Firefox, and you can clearly see that the parent is Firefox 50,563. Again, the ID of Firefox here is 50,563, and in this case, is the parent ID for this other process called Firefox ESSR content proc. So it's a child process of Firefox. If we kill this parent, which is Firefox, all these children are going to die anyway. So I'm going to kill that ID, and guess what? Everything is gone. I'm going to go ahead and try to grab Firefox again. ps-ef pipe grab Firefox. Look at that. There is nothing. Okay. This input or this output you see is just because I wrote this. It's just bring it out, just a bash output. It has nothing to do with Firefox being present in the system. But when we had Firefox, we saw a lot of Firefox processes appear and all its children. We saw all of that. So we've killed it. That's a way you can kill processes in Linux. Before I wrap up, I just want to show you one last quick thing, how you can look at background processes. So let's say, for example, I could do something like, I could say watch ls. This command called watch is just going to keep listing or checking a command. For example, we know that ls is a command that shows you list the content of a directory. And if I say watch ls, it's going to be doing that every 2 seconds and just showing you if something has changed in the directory. Maybe you're doing an installation, you're installing a program and you want to check the progress. This is going to keep refreshing the ls command every 2 seconds. And right now, as we see it, this is in the foreground. It's in the foreground because we have it right in front of us and we can see that it's working. Now, if I hit the Control Z on my keyboard, the letter Z or Z on my keyboard, it's going to stop this command running up and it's going to send it to the background. So it suspended this watch ls, it sent it to the background. If I hit the letter BG, which is background, I hit enter, you would see that this is watch, it's being sent to the background. I could bring it back to the foreground by writing FG. And this is the one, just the first process, and I'm going to put percentage and 1. FG, percentage 1, it brings back the process to the foreground. Control C, again, I can kill it this time. So that is, you can have a process that you bring to the foreground so you can see what's doing. You can send it to the background, even get it working in the background. And That is processes in Linux. In the next video, we're just going to talk about process states, right? We're going to talk about running processes, sleeping processes, zombie processes. And the final video will be more of a reflection. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.